Hey boys and girls, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today we're taking a look at the Escape from the Death Star game. This is actually a reproduction of an older game that was released in the 70s when Star Wars first came out. What's so special about this set is that it includes an exclusive Grand Moff Tarkin figure done up in that old-fashioned Kenner style. The back of the package shows off a black and white photo of the game inside, and yep, it looks just like the vintage one. The game includes a board, a spinner, a sheet of game pieces featuring Leia and Luke, or Han and Chewie, in their ceremony outfits, some stands for those player pieces, as well as a set of cards. Han and Chewie are trapped. Move your Luke and Leia to their space. I'm not going to spend a lot of time reviewing the game because it's been around for a long time, and it's hard to review a game if you don't have someone to play against. But the object is to be the first player to reach the Rebel base after escaping from the trash compactor of the Death Star. I really love all the detail they put into recreating this vintage game. Here's Grand Moff Tarkin. He is carded on a very retro-inspired package. It looks like an old-fashioned Kenner figure. It features a giant retro collection sticker to let you know that it's not an original figure. The package has a lot of wear and tear printed on it, but another dead giveaway that it's not vintage is all the warnings that are on modern toys. Here we have Tarkin out of the package, and he is an excellent representation of the character if he had been originally made by the Kenner Toy Company back in the 70s. Like most of those Kenner figures, he is recognizable as Grand Moff Tarkin, but it's not an identical face sculpt to Peter Cushing by any stretch of the imagination. So back in the 70s, Kenner didn't think kids would want to buy an old man, and now Hasbro's got all us old men buying an action figure of an old man included in a board game. So they get to sell us a game we probably already own or don't care to own, so that way we can have this $5 action figure. Tarkin is dressed in a gray military uniform, similar to the Imperial officer from the vintage line. It is not an exact remold or anything. This is a new figure, but it does look very similar to that. I think a lot of people thought he was going to be an exact retool, but you can see little details like the wrinkles on the chest and the belt buckle are different. Tarkin features 5 points of articulation: the head, the shoulders, and the hips. It's funny, when I was a kid, I used to refer to that as Star Wars articulation, like they owned it, but now we call it 5 points of articulation, or 5 POA. He comes with a Imperial blaster molded in black. He held it really well when he first came out of the package, but I'm having trouble getting him to hang on to it now, which has been a common complaint I've heard from people about this retro collection. Not that he really uses a weapon in the movie, but, you know, if he had been a vintage figure back in the day, he would have come with a gun, just like all the aliens came with guns, because that's what's fun for kids. Here's Grand Moff Tarkin alongside a vintage Darth Vader and a very yellowed vintage Stormtrooper. I'm definitely excited to have this guy in my collection. I would love to see Hasbro release some more characters in this retro style. Maybe a Han Solo in Stormtrooper disguise, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, Princess Leia from the end of Return of the Jedi in the white dress from the award ceremony, the Rebel Blockade Runner Trooper. I think there's a lot of opportunities out there for Kenner-style figures that aren't just re-releasing the old ones, which I kind of think would be nice if they stayed away from that for the most part. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.